This photo proved instrumental. It took police on a trail that eventually led to the guilty plea of this young woman.
Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're looking at seemingly normal self-portraits with surprisingly dark backstories.
Tyler Hadley and Michael Mandel took this picture Saturday night. It was the last picture Mandel thought he'd ever take with his best friend.
Fan with Kobe Bryant. Getting a picture with your favorite celebrity is many people's dream, especially when the celebrity is a legend like Kobe Bryant.
And a chance to tie.
What a delivery by Kobe.
That happiness is captured perfectly in a selfie taken in early 2020 by a young devotee attending California's Mamba Sports Academy, who's smiling excitedly as the player passes by. No one, especially not the fan himself, would have guessed it would be one of Bryant's final photos.
The weather Sunday morning bad enough that police departments did not fly their own helicopters, but Bryant's took off in heavy fog.
Just a day later, he boarded a helicopter that would tragically crash in Calabasas, California. In an instant, a slightly blurry image became one of the last recorded moments of an icon's life. It's hard now to look at it without thinking about what was in store for the legendary athlete.
When Kobe Bryant died, a piece of me died.
Mother and son on flight MH17. Millions fly in an airplane every day with no threats to their safety, and most don't even think about something going wrong.
Smoke plumes fill the horizon. Those white streaks, debris from the aircraft littering the sky.
Certainly, Gary Slock and his mother had no reason to worry as they embarked on a plane from their native Netherlands to Kuala Lumpur for a family trip in 2014. The two even snapped a quick picture to show how excited they were. The initially happy moment was soon destroyed.
Utter devastation, as far as the eye can see, an apocalyptic scene.
While traveling over Ukraine, Russian-backed forces shot Flight MH17 down, sealing the fates of everyone aboard. Seeing the Slock smiles is now a heart-wrenching reminder of the innocent civilians that paid the ultimate price for another country's act of aggression.
MH17 did fly over a war zone, the region below embroiled in conflict between Russian separatists and the Ukrainian government.
Mallory Grossman and her mother. Just because someone is smiling doesn't mean they're actually happy. Looking at Mallory Grossman and her mother, most would assume that the former is your average happy preteen.
She's just the all-American little girl.
Unfortunately, the reality was much darker. The Rockaway Township, New Jersey girl was relentlessly tormented by her peers on a daily basis, to the point where her school suggested she leave early for her own safety.
During the last school year, Diane and Seth say they began to realize that Mallory was having problems at her middle school in Rockaway, New Jersey.
But we just chalked it up to the usual girls just teasing kind of thing, and then it escalated and got a little more out of hand.
Unfortunately, that didn't put a stop to the cruel treatment, eventually leading Mallory to tragically take her own life in 2017. The self-portrait with her mom is haunting proof that even the most joyful people can be suffering beneath the surface. Now it serves as chilling proof of the disastrous effects that can come from unchecked tormenting.
Now all that remains are pictures and memories.
I have this cardboard box, and that's her life. That's all we're left with.
Filippo Bari at Marmolada Glacier. As beautiful as nature can be, it can be easy to forget its sheer power. In July of 2022, Filippo Bari and others visited the gorgeous Marmolada Glacier in Italy. Taken by the sight, Bari captured the moment with a jubilant selfie, not realizing it would be the last one he ever took. The higher temperatures caused an ice mass to collapse, leading to a large chunk of ice plummeting to the trail below. 11 perished in the catastrophe, including Bari himself. Looking at the sheer excitement on his face, it's clear that he was expecting it to be just another adventure, not his final day. It's sad evidence of the unpredictability of the great outdoors. And Faber's rainy day selfie. Not everyone takes photos of themselves smiling. Some opt for sillier or more dramatic expressions. In September of 2017, when Anne Faber got caught in some rainy weather in a small town in the Netherlands, she marked the moment by taking a picture of her jokingly distressed face. She then sent it to her boyfriend before suddenly ceasing all communication. It was the last he or anyone would hear from her. It wasn't until her remains were found weeks later that people learned that she had been assaulted and slain. Knowing this suddenly recontextualizes her final image, making her look of faux sadness much more chilling. While the perpetrator behind her murder was caught, her family was shattered by her death. Couple at the Eagles of Death Metal concert. Attending concerts is normally an exciting time, with some becoming the best night of a fan's life.
Paris has paid a heavy price in the face of terrorism, but we are standing tall, and we will stay standing tall.
Gilles Leclerc and Marianne Labanane attended the Eagles of Death Metal concert show in Paris with the intention of enjoying some heavy metal tunes. Leclerc snapped a quick picture of the two before the show began, showing off their drinks as they prepared for a fun night. However, shortly after the set list began, chaos struck.
Only minutes later, gunmen opened fire on several bars and restaurants in eastern Paris.
The perpetrators of the November 2015 attacks had targeted the theater, eventually storming inside and opening fire, taking Leclerc's life among many others. Labanane survived the horrific event, making their photograph all the more chilling. It's a permanent, heartbreaking memento for their tragic relationship.
Many families who for hours hoped their loved ones were still alive now have to come to terms with their death.
The crew of the Columbia. Going into space is a huge privilege and achievement, with some spending years training for the chance.
At 8:44 a.m., Columbia re-entered the Earth's atmosphere. Still, everything appeared normal.
Those on the Space Shuttle Columbia clearly felt wonder and excitement, as evidenced by a photo they took of themselves in zero gravity during their 2003 flight. It captures their smiling faces, all clearly proud of what they had accomplished so far.
38 miles above ground, the space shuttle had exploded. All 7 on board were killed. The question was, what had gone wrong?
None had any idea that their vessel was damaged after striking a piece of debris, ensuring their deaths once they re-entered the atmosphere. Seeing the group and knowing their time was soon coming to a close changes the once inspiring moment into something much darker and horrific.
The risk is big to any individual that decides to go into space, but the benefit to society is really big as well.
It's likely the last crew of Columbia would say the same.
Cheyenne Antoine and Brittney Gargol. No matter how much you think you know someone, everything can suddenly change in the blink of an eye.
The night of partying and drinking began with these two friends posing for this Facebook photo. It ended in tragedy.
It was a normal night in 2015 when friends Cheyenne Antoine and Brittney Gargol got together for a fun night out in Saskatchewan. The two even took a cute selfie to commemorate the evening. It seemed to indicate a normal hangout until things took an unexpectedly dark turn.
My client had some very deep-seated personal issues that she was not dealing with, and unfortunately, for whatever reason, we'll never know, they turned into a very tragic situation for all involved.
During an argument, Antoine attacked Gargol, eventually strangling her to death. That alone puts their photo into a new, grimmer context. However, there was another aspect that helped bring her to justice. The belt she had used for the grisly job was in the frame, providing evidence that exposed her lies and led to her conviction.
Gargol's family is still struggling to come to grips with the teen's death. She was a fun-loving, committed young woman who had a good life ahead of her, they say.
3 teenagers' final photo. With selfies, the attention is on the foreground, making it easy to accidentally ignore the background.
This may be the most haunting photo of all. 2 sisters and their best friend taking selfies on the tracks.
One tragic case of this is the final moments of teenagers Essa Ricker and Kelsey Webster's lives. In 2011, they decided to take a quick picture with Kelsey's younger sister on a set of train tracks in Utah. They didn't realize a train was coming, though the headlights are visible in frame.
What they can't see or hear is that train in the background speeding toward them.
They weren't able to move in time, leading to them being struck. What makes things sadder is that one of the girls had commented on how cool their experience was just beforehand. Their final image evokes similar feelings to watching a horror movie, where you wish you could call out and warn the victims of what's about to happen.
This is absolutely a preventable phenomenon and loss. My girls did not have to lose their life.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into settings and switch on your notifications. Tyler Hadley. Plenty of teenagers throw parties without their parents' knowledge, but not many take it to this level.
Well, Michael, it was here inside this Port St. Lucie home that investigators say Tyler Hadley allegedly murdered both of his parents with a hammer.
Upon looking at a 2011 photo of Michael Mandel and Tyler Hadley, you'd think the latter looked remorseful over holding an unallowed bash at his Florida family home. However, the truth was much darker. Moments before it had been taken, Hadley had shown his friend evidence of a grisly murder he had carried out against his parents.
After he told me, I didn't believe him because he's been my best friend forever. I would never suspect anything like this.
Perhaps knowing that night might be the last time he saw his friend, Mandel took a selfie to remember him by. The snapshot highlights just how young they both were, making many wonder what happened to make Hadley throw his whole life away like this.
After I found his parents, I knew it was going to be the last time I seen him. This is that look on his face. You could see the horror in his face. That's not normal, Tyler.
Have you ever seen a seemingly innocent selfie with a dark backstory? Let us know in the comments below.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.